everyone. This is your lecturer, Hajirah Farooq, and today I'm going to be summarizing the lectures of week 1 and 2 of the module called Starting a Business and Fundamentals of Marketing, abbreviated commonly as FOM. And the module is BM3013, and this is my email address. So you can go to So on successful completion of this module, you will be able to demonstrate an understanding of the key skills surrounding the foundations of a business, number one. Number two, you will be able to show understanding of the role of marketing in a modern business. Number three, you will be able to understand simple research in the market area and present the research. Number four, apply principles of marketing to a real world case study. So these were the learning outcomes for this module. And today, in week 1, the learning outcome would be the first learning outcome that would be to demonstrate the ability to discuss content related to the principles of marketing and apply these to real world scenarios. So by the end of the session, the students were able to demonstrate an understanding of the key issues surrounding the foundations of the business. So we started this lecture off with a class activity where the students were asked that if they were given a budget of £2 million, what business would they open and why? The time given was 15 minutes. And then we discussed that what resources are needed for businesses to open up a business. So these included financial resources, human resources, material, machinery, and then students were told to think that what other kind of resources can business need. Then we discussed what is a vision statement of a business. A vision statement is a short statement about one sentence that describes the future vision goals and ambitions of your company. The vision statement supports growth both internally and externally. A strong vision helps teams focus on what matters the most for your company. It also invites innovation. The purpose-driven company envisions success because they know what success means for their company. The vision statement for business includes answering questions like what are the hopes and dreams and goals for your business? Are there any problems that your business can solve for the greater good of the public or environment maybe? And what kind of change you're trying to bring with your business? These are the kind of questions that are answered in the vision statement. Then we discussed what is the mission statement of a business. A statement expresses your company's core values and purpose using a two-statement template. And a strong mission statement is usually a concise phrase, about 2 or 3 sentences that sets forward what the company does, how it does it, and sometimes why. So we then shared with the students some examples of the vision and mission statements of some companies. For example, Starbucks. The vision of Starbucks is to establish Starbucks as the premier purveyor of the finest coffee in the world while maintaining our uncompromising principles while we grow. And the mission of Starbucks is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Then we discussed the same for Disney. And then we discuss what are the goals and objectives. So a goal is an achievable outcome that is typically broad and long term. And an objective, on the other hand, defines specific measurable actions each team employee must take to achieve the overall goal. And then we discussed that we need to make sure that our goals are clear and reachable, and each of the goals should be SMART. Now, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For more details, of course, you can go to Moodle and discuss and study further about it. Then we discussed a group. Then we had a group activity in the class where the students were supposed to form into groups and then go to websites of any 2 companies and find their vision and mission. And then they needed to discuss the difference between vision and mission statements. And that was about the week 1. Let's move on to the second week slides. So in week 2 of Fundamentals of Marketing, We discussed the first learning outcome again. That was to demonstrate the ability to discuss content relating to the principles of marketing and apply these to real world case scenarios. And by the end of this session, the students were able to understand what are the useful frameworks or theories to analyze external and internal environment. They were able to identify different factors using these theories and frameworks, and then they were able to apply all of these content studied into the real life situations. So the first thing that we studied was SWOT analysis that discusses both internal and external factors. The internal factors are strengths and weaknesses, and the external factors are opportunities and threats. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Then we watched a video about SWOT analysis, and then we discussed in detail what SWOT analysis is. Then we discussed and then we had like a small activity where the students were supposed to like write down any company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then we discussed it a little more. And yeah, this was the class activity. And then we also discussed with the students the answer of this activity so that they can understand if they have done it correctly or not, and what are the areas of improvement regarding SWOT analysis. So then this is one link of Tesco's SWOT analysis, an article that the students was supposed to read. And then we discussed what is competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is also called competitor analysis, is the process of identifying and evaluating your competitive strategies, strengths, and weaknesses. Helps you to compare your business to others in your industry and find potential advantages and barriers in the market. So then we discussed some examples of competitive advantage. The first example was from Amazon. You can see it in detail in the slides that are available in a Moodle field. Then we discussed some more examples, and then we discussed the Porter's 5 forces model. So bear in mind that we're discussing different tools that we can use to analyze the external and internal environment of any business to ensure the business is. So one of these models is SWOT, and then one of the models that can be used is Porter's 5 forces model. Porter's 5 forces model identifies and analyzes competitive forces that shape every industry to determine an industry's weakness and strength. So the 5 forces include the threat of rivalry, the threat of new entrants, the threat of substitute products, threat of buyers bargaining power, threat of suppliers bargaining power. So then we had a group activity where the students were supposed to pick any company and conduct the Porter's 5 forces analysis on it, and the time allotted for this activity was 15 minutes. So this was all about it, and students should always be engaging to Moodle in order to go through their reinforced classes. You can hope you enjoyed this video. If you need further details, again, I will tell you again, go to Moodle to get the detailed slides in order to revise them and gain some knowledge. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with the week 3 and 4